found another cow that had slipped, 222, so she's off to the works today. Well, that went pretty straightforward. She had to go up top because he was picking up cows at the next place that are a little bit wild, he said. So it's easier just to put them down the bottom. We don't usually load the truck from this shed, but there's only one going, so we just kept it in that pen there. And this loading ramp is pretty broken, so it needs urgent attention, but we don't really load out of here anymore, so it doesn't matter. But these cows are milking pretty well at the moment, which is awesome. We're still 6% ahead of last season, which is good. But they're just coming in so nice and tight at the moment, which is, look at that, that's a beautiful udder too. Nice teats, good teat placement, whole row. I think this is 52 here, that's one of my favourites. Not quite dripping milk, some of them are. Another nice udder, maybe this is 52 actually. That's her instead, whoops. But she's got a really nice udder, good teat placement, she's dripping a little bit of milk. I just turned up and these cows are getting ridden, which is awesome to see. 20 was getting ridden before, now it's the other way around. But I just had a look and she calved on the 21st of July, sorry, and it is the 25th today of August, so she's been calved for a month and she's already cycling, so I'm pretty stoked about that. There's actually some cows in here that are having a really strong heat, so good to see. She looks like she's been cycling too, she's been ridden. So part of the reason why I think they're not coming dripping in with milk at the moment, well, we haven't hit peak production, so that will be coming up. It's sort of a curve. From when they calve, it goes up until they get mated and then it drops down again. But I am a little bit short on grass at the moment. As you can see, there's not a heap of cover behind me. The cows have been in here for an hour or two, so they've chewed it out. And there is still a bit of a pick for them, which is good, but not many of them are sitting down. So they're still munching away, still looking to get fuller. And I did calve, well, I didn't calve on these paddocks, but the dry cows were in here probably 3 to 4 weeks ago, so they've only had that much growth and they're not got a heap of cover on them. As you can see, I'm going to go into that paddock there next. I'm probably going to cut in half. I don't think I'll get thirds out of it, but as you can see, there's not heaps of cover here, but what is here is really good quality feed. So during the winter when the cows are dry, I sort of do deck the paddocks. They take it right down and what comes back is nice fresh good quality grass. So we do farm a little bit differently than other people who have a higher residual and then they get a lot more cover. Now I do have, I think there's about 35 silage bales here and 15 to 20 up the top there, so roughly say 50 to 55. I don't want to feed these to the cows here. There's a couple of reasons why, but the first reason is that the other herd, which is up on the top stuff, or we think they're going to become a little bit hungry, or they're going to be short of grass, say in a week or two. So we want to save some of these bales for them because they don't get any maize through the season. They're strictly on grass and chicory. The other reason is I want to keep these, or as many of these bales as possible, because our summer is the biggest concern we probably have for lack of grass, because we just get droughts. We never know what we're going to get, but we can have really bad droughts through that January, February, March. So effectively having more feed on hand is just money in the bank. We will do bales hopefully if we get a surplus of grass near Christmas time, but it's always good to have as much as you can. I just want to say a massive welcome to all my new subscribers. I've had quite a few of you subscribe in the last week or two, more than usual, so welcome. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go down and click on the subscribe button below. You will get notifications of my videos. I try and do 2 a week, sometimes I don't, but that's what I try and do. You will hear me from time to time say the lows or the highs or Dad's herd or my herd, so I thought I'd explain that a little bit because a lot of you ask about it or in previous videos have. So this is actually Dad's herd just here, we call them the lows. So this is a map of the farm. We are currently here at the cow shed and we are looking this way, so on the map that way, and These black lines, these are the races, so the cows go up them to get to the cow shed and then back to get to each paddock. The green lines through the paddocks, that's what Dad manages, so his is effectively this side of the farm, and all these other paddocks through here are where my paddocks are, and the feed pad is just in there where my my finger's pointing, sorry. That blue square there, which is the maize paddock, and it's about 5 hectares, which is just straight through there. So what I did was I got our farm total area, took off that 5 hectares, and then just split the farm in half. So I took that side, he took this side. He's got the sort of high country up here, which is good in the winter, but it dries out a little bit more in the summer, where I've got sort of the low country, which gets wet in the winter, but then hangs on just that little bit longer in the summer. So it's a mix of both. But it's handy because he's got that 5 hectares at the moment, he grazes it, so that means he's got 5 hectares more than he usually does. But getting back to the grass situation, so I'm not going to feed those silage bales out for the couple of reasons that I mentioned earlier, but I have got a pit full of maize silage, so I think there's probably about 100 tonne here. I'm not quite sure, there might be 110, but I budgeted on 100. And we're going to open up today and start feeding out, supplement the cows with a bit of maize, and I will add PK to that next week. I rang up this morning and ordered my PK. I get 18 tonne every second month, which is a trailer load, which I contracted at the field days. So I think we contracted it for, well, I'm pretty sure it was $2.99 a tonne, not including cartage, and the spot price as of this morning was like $2.65, so a little bit of a saving there. It's always one of those jobs no one likes, taking the tyres off the stack, especially when they're full of water. But they're off, so I'm going to pull the cover back, the big reveal. I'm predicting that there is going to be a little bit of black. I usually always get a bit of mould along the sides too, because I don't probably wrap the stack like I should. But we'll pull it off and see what it looks like. Well, it looks pretty yummy. I thought this front would be way more mouldy, but it's actually turned out alright. Like around here, the sides are really bad, but the rats have been in here and I can't seal it off properly here, so I knew this bit was going to be black. Once I get sort of this out, I think it'll be alright. Usually it's down the walls get a bit black, but I will work on that for next year. The rats have been into it. As you can see, it's pretty mouldy over here, and there's one even still living here. Hey, you big hooer. I might have been there for a while. Don't know what he died of. Might have stood on him. You can see where the rats have actually been. See their trails? In general, pretty happy though. I knew those side bits were going to be sort of black like that, because the rats do get around there, but the middle looks yummy as. I'll just dump those. I'll just dig a bucket out and dump that stuff. So you do lose a little bit, and there will be areas on top. There are rat holes up the top too, which will be a bit mouldy, but I don't know, you always get that, don't you? Now I've got to get the old girl out. Hopefully she starts. I did grease the Keenan yesterday, so that's all good to go. Trusty as. And the scales even work. A bit of zero that, 0. The rats do get in there and chew the cables like they have in there before, which is really annoying, and it's not even through the winter. I think last summer or the summer before they got in and chewed a heap of cables. So, bit of a win. Smells so nice and sweet. Yummy. still know what to do. It was a bit of a trial then, but it's pretty even. A little bit thin here, and there's a big lump here, but apart from that, not too bad. I also just put some on this side because there's only about 130 cows, I think, so most of them can fit down there easy as, well, they could probably all fit down there, but just to give them a little bit more, put them over there. I'm gonna load up for tomorrow too. We're still pretty busy at the moment. I've still got to feed both lots of calves, set a paddock up for them this morning, which I showed you earlier on, and set a paddock up for them tonight, so it all takes time. I've still got calves in the shed up there, so 3 lots of calves really. I'll just hold them up before I put them on. They're looking a bit hungry. And we had 2 cows calved today, which have just been milked, and they have headed back down. 176, she's a nice little cow, eh? Young cow. And where's the other one? Come on. There's the other one. It's a bit of a pain. When Dad brought the tractor down, he took my bike home, so I've only got the gator. It's so much easier on a 2-wheeler, just riding around and doing things. Now when I let them on, it'll be a bit interesting because there's probably, I don't know, maybe 15 heifers in here, first calvers, and we usually don't feed them maize the first year. We wait till they're a 3-year-old onwards. Just don't really want to blow them out or blow their udders out when they're young. That's our reasoning behind it, but we will eventually draft them out and put them in Dad's herd and then pull some of the cows that are out of there into here, so it'll only be mixed stage or older, younger to older mixed stage cows, but no heifers in this mob. So it'll pretty much just be the cows with the good udders, the ones that we think are going to produce more, feed them up and hopefully get something more out of them. That's our theory. Come on, out of the way. Out of the way. Well, the older cows definitely know where to go for a bit of a feed. Those heifers are sort of just standing around. I'm not sure if they'll eat that maize or not, maybe. Here's a few more. On you. You can see there's a lot of cows standing around. She shouldn't be because she was in my herd last year. Hey, just take a bit of getting used to again, does it? That's a heifer there. She's straight in. It'll take a few days for them to get used to it. Even the older cows, it takes them a while to adjust. Some even don't like it, funnily enough. I have put cows in this herd before and they just haven't eaten it. I've given them like 2 to 3 weeks to sort of transition into the maize and PK blend, and they just they just don't eat for some reason, so we put them back in the other herd. Been on here about 45 minutes probably, so all the maize is gone. They can go to their paddock. There's way too much grass in here for them. that's alright. They'll leave a good residual on the way out, probably too much, but at least they'll get a good feed. But putting maize, or feeding the maize, it's certainly not going to put milk in the vat tomorrow, more milk in the vat. But the main thing is we start mating on the 10th of October, so I'm already thinking ahead of for it now, and the faster I can put weight on between now and then, the better condition the cows will be in. Hopefully start cycling earlier, because I really want to increase our 3-week in-calf rate. I think it was 53% last year, so I really want to increase that. I want to get it to about 60%. I'm not sure if it will this year, but hopefully in the future. And then once I put a bit of PK, or blend a bit of PK in with that mix, it should create or produce just that little bit more milk. But I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you next time. They actually left quite a bit behind in the bunker, which I'm not surprised, but I'll just leave the gate open in the morning so they can come in here on the way to the paddock and just have a pick if they want.